They have given up at least. They have given up. They know that they can't do it.
There is an emptiness inside.
No, emptiness may be there. They just have given up. So that madman is your problem.
He has no problem.
Your problem. That's why you can't...
Standing. You can't stand there.
So you put him away. That's your problem, not his problem. So if you push him far, he turns violent. So that violence also is brought out by you. That's a fact. They demand complete, total attention from you. You have no idea at all how they want your attention all the time.
That is a standing example, this Kalyani. When she is there, she wants to be the center of attention.
Kalyani is nothing compared to the others I have had to handle. And I'm still handling. Kalyani is... yes. Now you are also getting used to Kalyani.
That is because of you. You see, if you get used to bad men and bad ideas. You see, for example, no, I'm told those were
the mad people think that you are insane. You think that they are insane.
You see, the people who work in the sewerage,
And
those pipes and all that, they get used to the sewerage and all, nothing happens to them. We feel disgusted, they don't feel disgusted.
What?
They get used to it. For those people who work in the sewerage pipes and all that, they go inside the manholes, work there, come out, they just have a drink.
They go to the temple.
They just have a drink and go.
They go to the temple or to the beer hall or something, pray and forget it. For a while. Stand on your head, hang from the tree like that.
That's why I got used to
Like
it.
the bats there. What is our Bhagavatas say, I am hanging, you come and hang with me. They are inviting you.
Kalyani says you are in my same state, you are mad, I am mad, she says.
Sure.
So that is only this.
No, she doesn't think that she's mad. She's sure.
She says I am mad.
You are mad.
That is the difficulty.
No, that's just the way you are saying I am going to die one day. She's also saying that she is not mad. Same. It's strange that Maharaj is not.
But once if only I had understood how I have felt and put it properly, you would have answered differently.
That
You have always
obviously you don't feel.
Why I don't discuss much with you is you take me as a joke.
It's a joke. As far as I'm
Because even death you are not
Isn't
recognizing.
it
What
a
am I
joke?
saying?
Isn't it a joke?
Death if you don't recognize. And you play with those words, what am I saying?
Isn't it a joke to tell me that you understand what I'm talking about? Intellectually you understand it, as if there is some other way of understanding. And you know that intellectual understanding hasn't done a damn thing.
That is the
So far.
part of it. Horrible part of it is
So
that.
far. And yet you have a tremendous investment in that intellectual understanding. Tremendous investment.
Yes.
So it has
So
a
what is am I to do?
Huh?
What is am I to do?
What is one to
You
do?
do not understand things.
See, you say at the same time that intellectual understanding
Has not helped you.
hasn't helped you at all. And yet, it's amazing that you still have such a tremendous faith in that intellect. Why, I am asking. You answer that question.
Somewhere it is possible to make a breakthrough. A kind of.
Hope.
No, see, you are calling it as a word of hope.
Now we don't call it a hope.
You see, some breakthrough is possible. This can't be the thing, you see. There's a feeling.
Just don't say it can't be the thing. It is the hope that says it can't be the thing, you see. If there is no it can't be the thing, that hope isn't there anymore. Then you see life becomes meaningful, purposeful. The existence has a tremendous living quality about it. All this is carrots you can put in poetry, bliss, beatitude, love, and everything. So see those phrases I don't like. Sorry, I withdraw every word. It is recorded, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
No, not at all. 10 to 1. I'm talking to myself when I'm alone.
So that,
When I talk loudly, they put me in my class.
even now,
When I
but
talk loudly.
he himself is talking to himself. The fellow who puts it there,
Also he started taking.
You talk to him. So he says, don't tell me that. You tell him that you
I
are
know,
not there.
I told you I had wonderful experience in my
Yes,
class.
I know.
That should be recorded. That should be recorded in the book.
Yes.
I gave all those fellows a nice book.
Don't ask such inconvenient questions.
I asked them.
Who will tell you?
They were shocked. Then again, they won't touch me. I went as an experiment. It was a nice experiment.
You enjoyed it.
Please.
It was fun. Valentine now.
Laugh at me. What is at the center of all this questioning? Do you know what is there?
You tell me.
There is a feeling. There is a feeling. That if only you mind, you can to a certain extent help us. But you are not moved to help us. That is the,
You see, you should say.
in some way.
No, don't use that.
Not enlightenment.
I am not in the mind to do that.
You see,
Not.
like a television screen, you are able to see
No.
where we are going wrong.
I supply you with the right
You
phrases.
see, that day you said the sentence.
Let me supply you with the right phrases. Not that I am not in a mind to tell you, but you should tell me and tell yourself that I am singularly incapable of helping you. Get up, pick up your bag, go elsewhere,
No, that is-
and try your luck.
There I have no belief. In that statement I have no belief.
Why? I mean it. I mean it.
No, I don't think you mean it.
I
Because
do.
you
No,
are
sir.
making it as a joke.
I mean, no.
But
No.
from what all you have gone
You
through on
have
the
to
way,
come to a point and realize that this chappie is singularly incapable of helping you. Quoting our Swamiji's words, useless guy. Come on, sir.
You are giving the definition of beauty, no?
That's what you told me, useless guy.
You yourself said.
No, I am. It helps him to be free from
is there any way in which you will be able to be a friend to us?
So you just stick to that which gives you happiness. First thing is one man should be happy. Isn't it?
Yes. That he doesn't agree.
I said, if one man who agrees, I tell you honestly.
No.
No, he's the one man who says, be happy.
No.
Stay happy.
That is only a joke. That is only a
That
joke.
I am not sure.
If you are happy, you will stay happy.
So, if you are really happy with your cigarette and drinks, why do you think of an alternative?
I think it is a better thing I can think this.
Who said? When you imagine that it's a better thing?
I got a glimpse.
Glimpse of what?
A glimpse that there is something better than this.
It's a fantasy again. Worse than those two.
Yeah, at least is there anything we can expect from music?
As he himself is telling, you can't expect anything. Because there is nothing to expect. So why do you think of it?
The second part of the sentence we are not satisfied.
You will never be satisfied. As long as you are expecting, you are never satisfied. That is there.
If you don't expect, that's the end of the world. ఇంకోటి రావాలి రెండు రావాలి
Going home?
లీకి పోర్ ఆయన కాబట్టి
And go on looking at the tree.
You can look at the tree, you can look at the donkey, you can look at the bats, hang with them, do what you like. Read all the books, once over again, 10 times, do what you like.
By the time the corporation will also be ready. Because there is not that much time off.
Why is he so adamant with you?
I don't know.
Raj, I want to know.
He's
In
always-
spite of your
No, he is always
sincere efforts and sparing so much of your time and energy in the office. Coming morning 6 a.m.
I don't either of these policies one. Whoever is very near him, you can throw them out. Don't give them. He will be kind to those who are just new freshers, not to the old values. He is more cruel, more ruthless.
These are using good words.
The freshers, they get everything.
Only till the infection takes deep.
Yeah. By the time they will have taken away and gone away, they are happy to go.
Noble Damson's Mercy. There is a Keats poem. That is it.
My position is still worse than yours.
Okay.
At least after a month you are going back to office.
Yes, after a month I will go back to the office. This time I took complete leave so that at the feet of the master, for once more I can get some attention.
Some consolation you have.
At least I started the feet of the master.
Some consolation you have now.
At least there's one who is worse than me complete. In that
So, I mean, you are in Masdar, this must be recorded. You are in the worse position than me.
In that situation.
Sir, you are in the worse position than me. Sir, you are in the worse position than me. In what way? In what way?
Hopelessness.
How? I don't understand. I am in a helpless position.
No, you have got your house, you have got at least after a month you can get back your office. And
But
have
it's
your
horrible, you
cigarette.
know, horrible office.
It's better actually. Be there. Have your cigarettes, go around, meet good friends like Babu and Shekhar. And once in a way when sadhus like me come feed them.
You are always thinking of
Not
food,
I.
Swami.
Yes.
Sadhus like
Sadhus, sadhus are always thinking of food. I thought they are thinking of spiritual food.
Once in a way, don't feed them daily. Then they become parasites. Once in a way, that's all. Forget all.
ಏನು ಸಿಗೋದಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಏನು ಸಿಗೋದು
ಏನು ಸಿಕ್ಕಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ you say you're happy.
ಕನ್ನಡ ಬೇಡ.
What is it that is really, say, I don't think any of us are really sincere and 100% sure of what we want. I don't think. So unless that is definite and sure,
Then we don't need anybody's help.
Sir, if you are 100%
I'm
sure.
answering you.
Go ahead, sir, go ahead.
So make sure of your ground. He wants
Camera you have.
to rely on yourself totally, not to be dependent on anyone else on Facebook. It is for that thing is like that. To stand,
That is,
to stand on your own.
without my knowing, he is showing me the path.
Not path,
No.
to stand on your own.
To stand on my own legs. That is the message that is coming,
Says-
which in my dense mind I am not able to grasp.
Not that you are not able to grasp, just the moment you go on expecting, if he is away, he will put something there, some books, some money. So the moment you see him, seeing anyone else should stop. And finally stops you.
I'll be back, sir. You want some nap, sir?
What wood?
Carefulness.
Eating. Coffee?
Nuts.
3 o'clock. For me, consciousness is only thought. We know of consciousness as one that is created by thought, not limited, created by thought. So is there any other consciousness? That's my question. See, consciousness is another word for life. Energy is another word for life. It's an expression of life, manifestation of life. You can call it by whatever name you like. What people mean and what do you mean when you use the word consciousness?
When I use the word consciousness, I mean the awareness which I have. You know there is something called awareness, and there is also thought, and then there are also dreams when the awareness is mitigated, and then there is the feeling of existence. The me is existing.
That is what I am questioning, you see.
Like now, to a man like me,
Yes.
all this is consciousness. The existence of the me, which you would question.
That is exactly what I am saying. You see, the me is created by the thought.
Yes.
So, what other consciousness there is? That's all that I am asking. It is the thought that creates the me. It's the thought that creates your body. It's the thought that creates the world around you. So, if you ask the question, what is that thought? You have no way of finding out anything about thought except what you know of thought. So
see, because you cannot separate yourself from thought and look at thought and say this is thought. You see, if somebody asks a question, what is thought? I want to know, understand, look at thought. It is not possible for you to separate yourself from thought except through another thought. You see, that is all that is there.
Right.
So you cannot separate yourself from thought. So since you cannot separate yourself from thought, there is no way of looking at thought and saying that that is thought. So whatever you say of thought is what you know of thought. What is put in our into our head. You see, is all that comes into your head. When I don't like to use the word mind because it's a loaded word. So what is thought? The question first, is thought born out of thought? What is thought? The very question itself is born out of thought. And any answer you have or any answer anybody gives you is also born out of thought. That is all that is there. What is thought is itself thought. So the answer to that question is something which you cannot by yourself discover except through the help of the answers given by others. So what is there is only the answers given by others which you have accepted as true and valid and workable and functional and say that is thought. You see. So the me or the I or whatever you want to call it is also created by thought. The body you experience is also created by thought. You cannot experience your own body except through the help of thought. The sensory perceptions are there. You see. So you translate those sensory perceptions and then create, you see, a form there. Otherwise you have no way of experiencing your body at all. So even the body does not exist except as a thought. So first there is one thought and everything else is in relationship with that thought. So what I am suggesting is that anything you experience based on that single thought is an illusion. So to me the awareness is a very mysterious word. So the animals have this awareness, you know. So the awareness is not a divided state. There are no two things. It is not that you are aware of something, but the awareness is the activity of the brain. Just the way you see the bile is the byproduct of the liver, and pancreas creates pancreatic juice. In exactly the same way, the activity of the brain is awareness. So the animals have this awareness, and the humans have this awareness, but that awareness is something which cannot be used to change anything, to bring about a change either in you or in the world around you. So to me the whole talk of awareness as an instrument to bring about a change either in you or in the world around is Tamira. So the psychologists are responsible for that kind of a thing, and they have created this mess for us. You see. It has gone on for 100 years, so we are not able to extricate ourselves from the stranglehold of the Freudian rubbish. So which is of course nothing but a dialectical thinking. So what exactly do you mean by consciousness? What people mean when they use the word consciousness? So yes, you become conscious of things out there and also become conscious of things in here only through thought.
Would this thought in a human being mean merely language? The only
No, action. Thought is action. So
no, you said that even animals are aware.
the animals are also conscious of the fact that a particular individual is the owner of the dog, the master of the dog, and somebody else is a thief who is trying to break into it. The dog doesn't use the word master, the dog doesn't use the word a thief. So the animals recognize, make the distinction without the use of language. So that is thought. And we have added on to that, you see, the structure of thought, the language, and we have made it more complicated and complex than the way it is functioning in the animals. So
Thought is what we have inherited from the infinite past, is it?
thought is not yours, first of all.
No, what we have inherited, I say.
No, how you have inherited? What exactly do you mean by that?
It-
There is no such thing as your mind or my mind.
Yes,
There is a world mind.
yes.
The world mind is the totality of all the thoughts, all the feelings, and all the experiences of all those who existed before me. So they pass it on from generation to generation, and we are functioning in that field or in the thought sphere and use those things exactly the way we use the air to breathe and survive. We use those thoughts to communicate and to function in this world sanely and intelligently.
But who? There is no such thing as a first thought.
There is no, assuming for a moment that there is such a thing as first thought,
No.
to inquire into the origin of thought has no meaning at all.
Yes.
So we start from where we are here at this point, you see.
No, sir. My point is,
Yes.
has thought inherited us, or we have inherited the thought?
Hey, well, what exactly do you mean by inheriting thought?
Inheriting-
We have inherited thought just the way we have inherited the house, the property, you see, the language, and
The language,
experience.
exactly. And all the work going
The
on
whole
with the
thing
scientific.
we have inherited, you see, that is all
the knowledge that is
the knowledge,
coming out.
the knowledge, that is all that is there. What I am suggesting is the me, the I, the psyche, the mind, whatever you want to call it, is the totality of the knowledge that is passed on to us from generation to generation.
How? How is
See,
it?
you
By through the
teach-
genes? Is it?
No. Genes also is there, but mostly through, you see, the education.
Huh.
You teach the child. You see, you teach the child to distinguish between the different colors. The child does not know what is blue and what is red. You see, you teach the child that is red, this is blue, that is green, and so on. You know, that is why many children have this problem of making the distinction between blue and red and other colors. So everything is taught to the children, and they also imitate the gestures, the manners, you know. The gestures of all the Italians are the same. The gestures of the French people, the French gestures of the Indians, the gestures of the British, the gestures of the Americans. It is like, you see, a language. You know, we make gestures because we feel that we are not adequately expressing ourselves, communicating ourselves through this inadequate thing called language. So that's why you use gestures. You see, first we started with gestures, and later on we added this language. You know, but language is in itself still inadequate, although we have millions of words now, not thousands, millions. We still feel that we are not able to communicate or express ourselves adequately, so we use these gestures to supplement the attempt on the part of us to communicate to somebody. So we really don't know a damn thing about thought.
But yet there are some fields which are away from the realm of thought. Is there nothing which is
What
for
is it?
instance, you are breathing. Nobody, I don't ask my child, how do you breathe?
No, the moment you ask the child uses the thought and tells you this is the way I am breathing, this is breath. You see, you become conscious of the fact for the first time that you are breathing only when you use thought. Otherwise, you don't even know that you are breathing. In exactly the same way, you don't even know that you are using the thoughts when you are not using the thoughts for some purpose of understanding something, either out there or in, or you do something to achieve something, to attain something, to accomplish something. That is an instrument which we use to attain something. Otherwise, you see, thought has no value. But thought is not separate from the movement of life. Thought is action, you know. So you cannot act without thought. There is no such a thing as a spontaneous action, pure action, immediate action, and all that kind of a God.
Is there a thing like thoughtlessness?
No. Thought has created what it calls thoughtless state and pursues it. Why it pursues? First of all, why it has created that thoughtless state is to give continuity to the movement of thought. Otherwise, thought is very short-lived in its nature. So, the thought has this self-perpetuating mechanism which maintains its continuity through the constant demand or using of the knowledge to experience things. And every time we use the knowledge to experience a thing, we add momentum to the knowledge, continuity of the knowledge. So when I use the word self, I don't mean it in the sense in which we use the word self. That implies that there is something there, you see, an entity which is called self. But I have to use the word self to give you a feel, to give you an idea that, you see, it is a self-perpetuating mechanism. Like, you see, a self-starter, you use the word self-starter. When you use the word self-starter, it doesn't mean that there is, you see, an entity called self or any such thing.
In which case, the concept of enlightenment, the other day we were talking, is not in contradiction with the me, the I, self.
I don't understand what you are saying. First, I emphasize that there is no such thing as enlightenment at all. All right. See? So, if there is any such thing as enlightenment, I have to use the word if there is any such thing as enlightenment, because if the if is dropped, I have no way of constructing any sentence. So if there is such a thing as enlightenment, does not imply that I accept that there is such a thing as enlightenment. It is in the future, not now. An enlightened man would not search for enlightenment or say that he is an enlightened man. That's also that I am saying. See? So it is in the future. The instrument that I am using to get enlightened is the past. So there, I am not enlightened. No. If I were an enlightened man, I wouldn't be searching for enlightenment. So, is there any such thing as present? Is there any such thing as now? I say no. There is no present and there is no now. So this is the present moment. Here you and I are sitting. I am trying to express something, communicate to you something, to give you a feel about what I am trying to put across through the use of the language. The language is the past. So the past is in operation. So if I recognize you as a man and tell you that you are a man and not a woman, that means the past is in operation. So I am using the instrument which has only past and no present at all, and much less the future. So first of all I must create, you see, the present. The present cannot come into being unless the past is absent. When the past is absent, there is no question of capturing this, containing this and giving expression to what we call present. So since there is no present, there can't be any future. There is no question of you are jumping over into the future and capturing that enlightenment. You have got to pass through the present. Since there is no present, there is no future at all. So your enlightenment is in the future. That is why I say you ain't got a chance. So because what is in operation is the past, and that instrument cannot possibly be absent in the present moment, and it is not absent in the present moment. And so anything that it creates is only a projection, a hope and a dream, say a fantasy. since there is no present, and there is also no future. There is future. You are planning, you are going to be the head of that school one day. I don't know. So then there will be a war there. You see. An ordinary small teacher trying to become the head of the institute, there is a war. That's war. You don't have to go to the battlefields and fight. So that is not what I am talking about. So if you want to discuss that enlightenment as abstraction, as a concept, it's altogether a different matter. Or as an experience, you see, it's all right, you can experience anything you want. You see, the thought is capable of creating and giving you any experience you want. So it will be a thought-induced experience. And if that individual or any individual says that he is a free man, that he is an enlightened man, you can be certain that he is a fool. So he will never know that he is an enlightened man, because the knowledge about that enlightenment will be absent there. So if that is absent, there is no question of his telling himself that he is an enlightened man and that he is out in the world to enlighten everybody, because the world is in a sorry mess and everybody needs much cleaning.
Is evolution also a thought?
You see, evolution, what exactly do you mean by evolution of thought is there? Not your thought and my thought, you see. You know?
There is an evolution of the world thought?
Sure. You see, the simple thing has become very complex and complicated. So that is why, you see, we call it evolution. Any simple thing becoming complex and complicated is evolution. So the human body also, you see, has come into being through a series of evolutionary movements, and also, you see, the quantum jumps, or whatever you want to call mutations. So it is not that I am saying that the mutation is biological, but what I am emphasizing is that there is no psyche at all, and to talk of the evolution of psyche or bringing about a mutation within the framework of psyche has
The
no
individual
meaning.
psyche.
The individual psyche. So, assuming for a moment that, you see, there is a psyche, and that through some process you are able to bring about a mutation, you also feel that you can affect the whole, the totality of the psyche or the mind or whatever or the totality of consciousness. So the totality of consciousness is not something divine or cosmic or any such thing, but the totality of the experiences of everything that existed before us. That's all that is there. I don't know. See, the instrument which you are using has come into being in the course of time. You see. Not only the movement of thought from the beginnings, also your thought, the particular field of thought in which you are functioning, also has taken time. So it cannot conceive of the possibility of anything happening outside the field of time. So it creates what it calls the timeless, and pursues the timeless, and in this process it is gathering a lot of insights, and every insight gives you a new experience, and through these experiences it makes it possible for the time to continue, you know. So if that movement is not there, the time is not there. So the idea of enlightenment, transformation, radical or otherwise, mutation, God knows what fancy phrases you want to use, can never be in time. So if the time is not there, I'm not discussing metaphysics, you see. Please don't get me wrong, this is not metaphysics that I'm discussing. So the moment the thought is born, the time is there. So the thought is time.
Thought is time, thought is in time.
Thought itself is time, not in time, you see. So then it creates the space and puts that enlightenment out there and pursues it. Hmm? So the awareness is not a divisive movement. There can't be two things there at all. You can use as what is awareness is, to be. I don't even know to be aware. What is the awareness? I know this. What the psychologists mean when they use the word awareness.
Subject is aware of the object in that sense.
No, you presume that there is a subject
right,
there.
I know. I'm just telling you what the psychologists
Yes, I
mean
know.
by that, right.
If they don't accept that,
That
the
is-
whole thing collapses.
Right.
The whole thing collapses.
Right.
So you have to, like in mathematics, accept certain axioms. Otherwise, there is no point.
Right.
You see, the whole mathematics is finished for us. You end up in mysticism. That's why all mathematics is mysticism, nothing else.
It was born out of Pythagoras himself was a mystic.
Yes, he was a mystic. So that's why they created the mess for us. He was a great joke of Pythagoras. There must be a space there, you see, and what creates space is thought. That's what probably Shankara meant. I'm sorry, I don't recall it. I'm not advocating anything or defending Shankara. See, Maya, the word Maya is used to measure. So there must be a point here. Only in relation to that point you can measure things. So, since this point is illusory, anything you experience in the field of experience, which is in the field of measurements, is an illusion. I don't think he said that the whole world is an illusion, and that joker, what was his name? Appearance and Reality, he wrote that. Bradley. He just gone and said, is this an illusion? He didn't understand what he meant by the word illusion. So to translate Maya into illusion has no meaning, you see, to measure. So there must be a point here to measure anything. See, so the moment the thought is born, it creates a space there and puts that there. You see, your enlightenment, transformation. So if this is not there, there is no transformation, there is no enlightenment, there is nothing there. You see, there is nothing to be transformed. That's exactly what I'm trying to put across. What is there to be transformed? So any transformation within that field, the framework, is not a transformation because it is a modification, modified continuity, quote and unquote. Because you are here in front of me, all those phrases are rolling in.
It's cool.
We are
Slightly away that side so that
Huh?
I move slightly inside.
Because as I said the other day, you are the medium. You know, any expression of it is through that medium. It doesn't matter whether you use a traditional language or the Freudian slang or any fancy lingo. It really doesn't make any difference.
You say then that out of the world thought, each individual draws what
What
he
I'm
wants.
saying is there is no individual at all.
Yes.
Your wanting to be an individual is really the problem there. You cannot isolate yourself and separate yourself from the totality of those thoughts.
But why each one of us produce a different type of music?
That's because you pick up certain things, you see, and experience certain things.
Why? Why do we?
That is your culture. Culture is responsible. Although you have 3-4 children, you see, they are born to the same parents,
Yes.
and then you see they are educated in the same way, they are brought up in the same environment, they have been provided with exactly the same thing.
and everyone grows into a
Different human being.
individual. So you see, you have come forward with the explanation that it is because of karma or God knows what that you find all these
Samskara.
differences, and now the scientists say that it is genetically controlled, and that is all there is to it. You are born that way. Just a madcap is born with a black spot in the chromosome.
But you don't say that it's a chance then. You may not believe in karma, but it's just a chance, is it?
No, actually, the whole culture, the whole education, we are putting them through doesn't touch anything. He is born that way. So everything is genetically controlled, and you have absolutely no freedom of action.
Controlled by
itself. The genes control, you see, that mechanism is part of that controlling itself. Not that there is somebody who is controlling there, but as I said, you see, the thought is a self-perpetuating mechanism, So it does not want to come to an end.
Correct, sir, but my point is,
Yes.
why is that variety you see here in the world?
Actually, there is no variety.
There is.
It is, now listen, it's just the way we speak a language. We all speak the common language called English. And so, you see, this English language is spoken by different people with different accents. So somebody speaks with the Kannada accent, another fellow with the Tamil accent, and the French speak with the French accent, Italians with the Italian accent, and the Spanish with the Spanish accent. In the British Museum they have, you see, a library where you can listen to the English as spoken by different people in different parts of the world. It's very interesting. You can borrow those cassettes and enjoy how it. Nair speaks English, or you see, Tamilian speaks English, Frenchman, Italian, Spanish, the German. So in exactly the same way, basically the language is the same.
You can give me 25 rupees now, sir?
No, sorry, not now. And you see, actually there is no such thing as language at all, if I may suggest. Even that is an acquired thing, you see. It's noise, we are all making noises. We have been taught how to space the notes, different notes, and use a particular tune. So if you know how to space the different notes and use a particular tune, then you see it is English. You see, change that and then use a different tune, it is Italian, Spanish, like that. Otherwise, all languages sound exactly the same. It's pure noise, nothing but noise. There is absolutely no difference between this chappie talking here and the dog that is barking there. So one day we will all learn, you see, how they are communicating, you see, through the bark.
They communicate through barking, we communicate through
This noise which we call English, Tamil, Kannada, and music is exactly the same. There is nothing marvelous about that music. Music also is the same. Yes. That's also noise. So we acquire, you see, the taste to appreciate that music, and we have been brainwashed for centuries.
But the aptitudes in each one is different. That's what I'm saying.
You are born that way. You are born
Why?
that way. I am born with
Why?
my...
Why?
You see, the question has no meaning. You are born with, I don't know what kind of eyes you have. You see, no two faces are the same. If you very closely observe, no two leaves are the same. I did botany, I don't know why. Well, I don't know, I tossed a coin and said, you see, some subject, you see. I don't remember, I studied 250 natural orders. I don't even know the names of the flowers. When I was asked to look at the flower, I wondered to which order does it belong. That's all that I knew about the flower. So then I realized, what is this ridiculous, idiotic thing to look at the flower is? How can you look at the flower? It's not possible. So you throw in the towel, and then you go and want to listen to the river, listen, another thing, or watch the car. Same. It is just a computer, sir. Man is just a computer a human computer with extraordinary intelligence. As I was saying the other day, that now they have developed, you see, the way of feeding the computers with the protein formula and also the bacteria. And they are going to function just like human beings. And then they have these self-correcting mechanisms also now. They have memory, thinking. So they are going to tell us, you see, man no doubt is so proud that he has created all, invented all these things. But before long, they are going to tell the man, you see, don't feed me with this false information. Just forget it. So whatever comes out of you is what you feed that machine with. Nothing else.
Who feeds the machine?
You, your culture, your society. The society has created you and me so that the society can maintain its status quo. The society does not want any change at all. You know. So in our turn, we contribute what the society expects from us, because it is that society that has created me. Maintain the continuity of this society. Society does not want change at all, nor do you want change. Change always for the better, that is understood.
That is what the Marxists say, that society has inherited us.
It's a fact, but